This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend, the end.
There we go. It's the end of the semester. You're excited, I'm excited, we're all excited. Let's just get this over with. All right, your group project is due December the 11th. That would be a Friday. No, don't even try that. I don't even want to mention all the excuses that I get. It is due Friday. If you don't work with your group, you do not get it in on Friday, you get a big fat 0. And I probably wouldn't because it's worth 20% of your grade.
Damn!
If I find out, and I will, that you did not contribute, you will get a 0. This is a group project. One person does not need to take all this on. Do not lie for another group member. I mean, you think they're your buddy and they'd lie for you. Trust me, they wouldn't. All right, so final project. Be quiet. Shh. Listen. Linda, listen. 10 plus 10 points on your last test, extra credit, if you decide to do a video. A video is not required. This project is you turn in a Word document, which is a paper. I'll talk about here in a minute. If that's good enough for you guys, you are going to submit your paper and you're going to be done. And you will be done with the course. If you feel like you need 10 points on the last test, and don't even ask me, can you put it on another test, Miss Cindy? No, all the tests are weighted equally, so it doesn't matter, and it's just the easiest way for me to actually make sure I put everybody's on the same test. When you do the video, if you decide everyone must talk and state who they are each time they talk. Hey, this is Cindy. This is our group, blah, 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 and we're going to, and this is how I did this, blah, 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 blah. 10 more points, so yes, you could get 20 if your group answers fast enough. You're going to see about the picking order. If you pick one of the more difficult projects, which is Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, Finding Nemo, or the COVID-19. I don't want to push you towards the COVID-19, but I think it's a very good project, especially many of you guys are going to be going into statistics, and it does deal with statistics. So kind of up to you. It does require, well, I don't want to say it requires the knowledge of Excel because I show you how to do it in a video. And probably that's another reason to do COVID. That's the only one I actually talk about. Everything else, you get a Word document that gives the instructions and you're on your own. All right, so certainly 50% of your grade is based on the math. The math should be correct. Okay, so if you have any mistakes in your math, that is 50% of your actual grade. The paper that each one of you are going to turn in, as you'll see pretty much, there'll only be one different paragraph in your paper, is you need to go through and introduce your project. State what's the purpose, what's the claim, and go through everything. I don't mind if you bold your name on which section each group member did. That's not required unless I get information. I am going to assume everybody worked on it. If you have group members that have disappeared, you probably want to put your names on it. Okay, so at the very top, I probably would put, Nemo. This is, trying to think of a group name. I've lost it. This is Live Free and Die Pie Hard and all that good stuff. And this is Cindy, Alex, Joe, Bob, Henry, and all that kind of good stuff. So I would list everybody that actually did something. I always tell students, if you struggled in this course, maybe you're the one that writes the paper, right? Because maybe you get the ones that are really good with the math side to do the math, and then you write the paper. When I say write, I mean type. It has to be typed, even with your formulas. You have to use the equation editor in Word, easy enough, insert equation, okay? And so just be sure that your paper is very clear and goes through everything to explain your project. 20% of your project is, did you work together with your group? If I get a bunch of messages and I look at your peer evaluation, that's scary, right? She's scaring me. And I see that 3 people in your group said, yeah, they didn't really do anything, you are going to get points taken off. So everybody will not make the same grade. Just don't mess this up. Just work together. Can we just all please get along?
I don't want to get time for that.
All right, if you're doing a video, the extra credit. If you're not, you don't even have to worry about this. I don't want it more than 20 minutes because, I don't even know. I probably have 60 groups and I really don't want to spend all that time because I will watch this entire video. Okay, so if it's longer than 20 minutes, then I'm going to probably take points off. It shouldn't be a 5-minute video. Okay, so I would say a minimum of 10 minutes, so 10 to 20 minutes. All right, what this is now, so you might get out a pencil, paper, and write these down, and then talk with your group members and discuss what you want to pick. This first part is if you like the beginning of the course with derivatives. This is by far a favorite every semester, Breaking Bad, if you've never watched it. Basically what happens here is Jesse gets injected with a drug, and so the drug, she continues to do this every 12 hours for 3 days, and we want to basically see when it's going to reach steady state and all that kind of good stuff. So this is pure derivatives. How does it hit a max? Remember where the derivative equals 0, when to know when to administer another dose, and so on. So that's if you have interest. And please feel free, in your paper or if you do the video, to put pictures in there. That's good with me. House, this is probably for those of you that are interested in the heart, because it gives you some kind of information on thermodilution. Anything like this you could discuss. What does this actually even mean? And then once again, this is kind of another drug one, and injecting this dextrose solution, and you will graph the function, you will graph the derivative, you'll get critical points, and this one has second derivatives. Walking Dead, another favorite if you liked logistic growth and carrying capacity. Basically, a whole bunch of zombies are replicating, I guess we could say. And when are they actually reaching this carrying capacity? Minions, we give them a tumor. It's growing exponentially. I would probably say if your group as a whole is happy with their grade, do this project. This is by far the easiest project. Is that just annoying or is it just me? All right, if you liked integration, the first one is cell division. This one is typically a favorite because you get to write your own scenario. I mentioned about the group that did fat cells, mean girls. It's just cells replicating. Had a really good creative one semester. Instead of cells replicating, they actually did spells with Harry Potter, and their whole thing was Harry Potter. So this is probably more if you have a good idea, and it doesn't have to be, based on Harry Potter, Breaking Bad, stuff like that. It could actually be a biology example of anything that you're interested in. Game of Thrones, remember this is an extra credit one. This is integration by parts. So a couple of you mentioned in your discussion, yes I do read those, that you liked integration by parts better than substitution. If you like the show Game of Thrones, this is where he has Tyrion, hopefully I'm not ruining this for anybody, but has too much blood alcohol in his content. We want to see, could he have killed his father? So we're into blood alcohol content one. Stranger Things, if you're a fan, this gate is opening and closing, and my brain, you can't see me, but my hand's just going opening and closing. So we pretty much want to see if in a certain time, okay, that if 11 fails, she's trying to close this. Can Lucas, Dustin, Mike, and Steve lure the Demogorgons away from the lab? Now, all of these, if you've never watched Stranger Things, it doesn't matter. It's kind of helpful to get with the characters, but it doesn't matter. All right, the last part, differential equations. We have American Horror Story, where I die. What could be better than that? coroner's rule of thumb, where you estimate the time of death. Okay, and you solve for particular values to see, did I actually die during the time you're given. Nemo, this is actually another favorite. It is a little more all the differential equations I feel are a little bit more difficult, but certainly looking at logistic growth, looking for equilibrium values. If you remember, that's where the differential equation equals 0. And this one you might have to venture and look at the extra videos like on slope fields. All right, by far my favorite, I will say, because I created this. Well, I created all the projects, but some were based on other ideas. The COVID-19 project. So you are going to pick a state, and as you're going to see with this, you're going to have to send me 3 states. You're not going to be allowed to pick Arizona because I use that in my example video. And you're going to basically tell me what's going on with this virus. Okay? This project uses Excel, but I would not let that deter you if you've never used Excel. I think this would be a good practice to learn Excel, and I show you how to do it. If your group picks it, I send you the video. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to model data. You're going to get the number of people infected over, a particular month. And then guess what? You can get a rate by taking the derivative. You could use, Euler's method by doing some actual predictions. Okay, so I just think this one's kind of lined out better as parts. So if you're struggling with your group on who's going to do each part, this one's kind of broken down a little bit better. But again, I leave it up to you. One person could do all the math. One person could write the paper. One person can do the PowerPoint if you're going to do a video. Okay, so what do you do now? Well, you need to elect one person in your group that will be the leader for the project. You need to do this right away. And that one leader needs to email me, tell me what group you are in and what section you are in, your group name and your section number. You guys know now by GroupMe I have 5 different sections, so it's hard to keep up with you. It would really be helpful if you can tell me which section you're in. As soon as possible, you email me with your top 3 project choices. So let's say you want Stranger Things, Breaking Bad, and COVID. If you pick COVID, you need to give me 3 states. Arizona cannot be picked, so do not pick Arizona. All right, you can pick anything else. Most of y'all already know I respond quickly. I didn't want to say respond immediately because then I'm in the grocery store and you're like, Cindy, I just emailed you. Why haven't you responded? Give me about 8 hours. I mean, if it's during the day, I'm here at the computer. I will respond as quickly as I can and tell you which project you have. The team leader, once again, will email me this, and I will email them a copy of the project. So it's up to them to get it emailed to you. Again, the project is due Friday, 12/11. I will be doing final grade Saturday morning with your big fat 0 if your group didn't get it turned in. All right? Now, again, a paper is all I need. Typically the paper's 3 to 4 pages. It's not a major paper. And that includes graphs, so it ain't 3 to 4 pages, and that's double spaced. Not font 40, but just a normal paper. If you decide to do the video, then your paper needs to become a PowerPoint where you can just you can share your screen and flip through the PowerPoint. Hey, there's another idea. If you're going to do the extra credit, give the person that wrote the paper, give it to another group member and have them create the PowerPoint. All right? Each group member will turn in a copy of the project. Every one of them should look identical except a last paragraph. The last paragraph, I want you to tell me, honestly, this ain't going to go against you. It's going to help me to figure out what could I do better with groups. Okay, so tell me the good, the bad, and the ugly. What did you like about groups? Did you actually meet some cool students that y'all are going to, hook up and take the same classes next semester? Did you have horrible group members that never came and they just sat in Blackboard Collaborate and didn't do anything? Just give me your thoughts. You are also going to be given a survey. That survey now, so this I probably wouldn't call anybody out by name. This summary here is just in general. You will be given a survey to fill out in Blackboard that will be anonymous. Nobody will know who filled it out, so you can write whatever you want on it. And that's the part where I will judge if I'm going to take points off because I don't think you helped your group at all. All right, I believe I've covered everything. When I send the announcement out for the final week, I'll kind of overview this. But as soon as you can, get a team leader. Don't just one person in the group send me an email right now. You need to discuss with your team what they want to pick after watching this. And then only one person email me your group name, your section, and then your 3 choices. All right, let's have fun. Woohoo!